Page 6. The first entry. Abstain. A-B-S-T-A-I-N. Abstains, abstaining, abstained. The first meaning of abstain. Verb. If you abstain from something, usually something you want to do, you deliberately do not do it. Formal. Abstain from sex or use condoms. Do you drink alcohol, smoke, or abstain? The second meaning of abstain. If you abstain during a vote, you do not use your vote. 3 conservative MPs abstained in the vote. The next entry. Abstemious. A-B-S-T-E-M-I-O-U-S. Abstemious. Adjective. Something who is abstemious avoids doing too much of something. Enjoyable, such as eating or drinking. Formal. The next entry. Abstention. Abstention. A-B-S-T-E-N-T-I-O-N. Abstentions. Variable noun. Abstention is a formal act of not voting either for or against a proposal. A vote of 16 in favor, 3 against, and 1 abstention. A vote of 16 in favor, 3 against, and 1 abstention. The next entry. Abstinence. Abstinence. A-B-S-T-I-N-E-N-C-E. Abstinence. Uncountable noun. Abstinence is the practice of abstaining from something such as alcoholic drink or sex, often for health or religious reasons. 6 months of abstinence. 6 months of abstinence. Total abstinence from alcohol. The next entry. Abstract. A-B-S-T-R-A-C-T. A-B-S-T-R-A-C-T. Abstract. Abstracts. First meaning. Adjective. An abstract idea or a way of thinking is based on general ideas rather than on real things and events. Abstract principles such as justice is not a question of some abstract concept. It's not a question of some abstract concept. Abstractly. Adverb. It is hard to think abstractly in these conditions. Second meaning. Phrase. When you talk or think about something in the abstract, you talk or think about it in a general way, rather than considering particular things or events. Money was the commodity she never thought about except in the abstract. The third meaning. Adjective. In grammar, an abstract noun refers to a quality or idea rather than to a physical object. Abstract words such as glory, honor, and courage. The fourth meaning. Adjective. Abstract art makes use of shapes and patterns rather than showing people or things. A modern abstract painting. The fifth meaning. Countable noun. An abstract is an abstract work of art. The sixth meaning. Countable noun. An abstract of an article, document, or speech is a short piece of writing that gives the main points of it. The seventh meaning. See also feature box and fine art. The next entry. Abstracted. A-B-S-T-R-A-C-T-E-D. Abstracted. Adjective. Someone who is abstracted is thinking so deeply that they are not fully aware of what is happening around them. Written. The same abstracted look was still on his face. Abstractedly. She nodded abstractedly. The next entry. Abstraction. A-B-S-T-R-A-C-T-I-O-N. Abstraction. Variable noun. An abstraction is a general idea rather than one relating to a particular object, person, or situation. Formal. Is it worth fighting a big war in the name of an abstraction like sovereignty? General idea. Abstraction. The next entry. Abstruse. Adjective. A-B-S-T-R-U-S-E. Abstruse. You can describe something as abstruse if you find it difficult to understand, especially when you think it could be explained more simply. Formal disapproval. Fruitless discussions about abstruse resolutions. The next entry. Absurd. Adjective. If you say that something is absurd, you are criticizing You are criticizing it because you think it is ridiculous or that it does not make sense. Disapproval. It is absurd. It is absurd. It is absurd to be discussing compulsory redundancy policy for teachers. I've known clients of mine go to absurd lengths just to avoid paying me a few pounds. Singular noun. The absurd is something that is absurd. Formal. Parkinson had a sharp eye for the absurd. Absurdly. Adverb. Prices were still absurdly low, in his opinion. Absurdity. Absurdity. Absurdities. Variable noun. I found myself growing increasingly angry at the absurdity of the situation. The next entry. Absurdist. 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 Adjective. An absurdist play or other work. An absurdist play or other work shows how absurd some aspect of society or human behavior is. The next entry. Abundance. abundance. The first meaning. Singular noun. An abundance of something is a large quantity of it. The area has an abundance of wildlife. Food was in abundance. The next entry. Abundant. 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 Adjective. Something that is abundant is present in large quantities. There is an abundant supply of cheap labor. There is an abundant supply of cheap labor. Birds are abundant in the tall vegetation. Birds are abundant in the tall vegetation. The next entry. Abundantly. 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 The first meaning. Adverb. If something is abundantly clear, it is extremely obvious. He made it abundantly clear that anyone who disagrees with his policies will not last long. Second meaning. Adverb. Something that occurs abundantly is present in large quantities. A plant that grows abundantly in the United States. The next entry. Abuse. Abuses, abusing, abused. The noun is pronounced abuse. The verb is pronounced abuse. The first meaning. Uncountable noun. Abuse of someone is cruel and violent treatment of them. Investigation of let's look this up. ALLEGED. Alleged. An alleged fact has been stated but has not been proved to be true. So it's something that is likely to be true. Alleged. Investigation of alleged child abuse. Victims of sexual and physical abuse. Controversy over human rights abuses. The second meaning. Uncountable noun. Abuse is extremely rude and insulting things that people say when they are angry. I was left shouting abuse as the car sped off. The third meaning. Variable noun. Abuse of something is a use of it in a wrong way or for a bad purpose. What went on there was an abuse of power. Drug and alcohol abuse. The fourth meaning. Verb. If someone is abused, they are treated cruelly and violently. Janet had been abused by her father since she was 11. Parents who feel they cannot cope or might abuse their children. Those who work with abused children. Abuser. Countable noun. A convicted child abuser. The fifth meaning. Verb. You can say that someone is abused if extremely rude and insulting things are said to them. He alleged that he was verbally abused by other soldiers. The sixth meaning. Verb. If you abuse something, you use it in the wrong way or for a bad purpose. He showed how the rich and powerful can abuse their position. Abuser. countable noun, the treatment of alcohol and drug abusers. Synonyms: abuse, noun, ill treatment. Ill treatment of animals is still commonplace. Injury: she was awarded €3,500 for injury to her feelings. Maltreatment: 2,000 prisoners died as a result of torture and maltreatment. Verb: ill-treat. They are not ill-treated. But their time in captivity was miserable. Maltreat: he said that he was not tortured or maltreated during his detention. The next entry: abusive. The first meaning, adjective. Someone who is abusive behaves in a cruel and violent way towards other people. He became violent and abusive towards Ben's mother. 1 in 8 women lives in an abusive relationship. The second meaning, adjective. Abusive language is extremely rude and insulting. The third meaning, see also featured box at poverty. The next entry, abut, A-B-U-T. Abut, abuts, abutting, abutted. Verb, when land or building abuts something or abuts on something, it is next to it. Formal, abuzz, adjective. If someone says that a place is abuzz with rumors or plans, they mean that everyone there is excited about them. Journalism. The next entry, abysmal, A-B-Y-S-M-A-L, abysmal, adjective. If you describe a situation or the condition of something as abysmal, you think that it is very bad or poor in quality. Our abysmal record at producing a scientifically trained workforce. The general standard of racing was abysmal. Abysmally. Adverb, the standard of education was abysmally low. As the chart shows, it has failed abysmally. Abyss. Abyss, A-B-Y-S-S, abyss. The first meaning, countable noun. An abyss is a very deep hole in the ground. Literary. The second meaning, countable noun. If someone is on the edge or brink of an abyss, they are about to enter into a very frightening or threatening situation. The next entry, AC. AC is the uppercase A and C. AC, uncountable noun. AC is used to refer to an electric current that continually changes direction as it flows. AC is an abbreviation for alternating current. The next entry, acacia, A-C-A-C-I-A, acacia. Acacias or acacia as is plural. Variable noun. An acacia or an acacia tree is a tree which grows in warm countries and which usually has small yellow or white flowers. The next entry, academe, A-C-A-D-E-M-E. Uncountable noun. The academic world of university is sometimes referred to an academe. The academic world of university is sometimes referred to the academe. Formal. The next entry, academia, uncountable noun. Academia refers to all the academics in a particular country or region, the institutions they work in, and their work. The importance of strong links between industry and academia.